My dear friends, have you ever found yourself gazing at the endless tapestry of the night sky, feeling a profound, inexplicable connection, as if the ancient stars themselves were whispering a secret message meant solely for your ears? Perhaps you've experienced a persistent, stirring intuition throughout your life, a quiet knowing deep within your soul that your journey isn't merely a series of random occurrences, but rather a carefully orchestrated path, destined for a purpose far grander than everyday existence. It's a feeling many carry, a profound sense that there's more to life's delicate patterns than meets the eye. And indeed, you are far from alone in holding on to that magnificent belief, for it might just be a profound truth your soul has always known. This deep intuition resonates with the remarkable insights of Edgar Cayce, often revered as the sleeping prophet for his uncanny ability to access profound spiritual knowledge while in a trance state. Cayce firmly believed that certain souls arrive in this world not by chance, but with a preassigned higher calling, a divine purpose already imprinted upon their very essence. These unique individuals, he explained, are not necessarily marked by worldly acclaim or conventional success, but by an unmistakable, quiet inner power, a luminous spiritual resonance that inherently sets them apart from the crowd, a gentle hum of destiny that can be felt by those sensitive enough to perceive it. It's as though they carry an ancient wisdom, a spiritual compass guiding their every step, often without conscious recognition. Now prepare yourselves, because the revelations grow even more extraordinarily captivating. Cayce's understanding of these special souls wasn't merely a vague spiritual notion. He drew a fascinating, intricate connection between these predestined lives and something as ancient and symbolic as the Zodiac itself. Yet, his interpretation transcended the fleeting predictions of everyday horoscopes. Instead, Cayce delved into a far deeper, more spiritual dimension of the Zodiac, a cosmic blueprint where specific signs were intricately linked to carrying a divine mission. According to his profound visions, souls born under these particular constellations weren't simply born. They were consciously sent, each with a sacred assignment woven into the very fabric of their being. Imagine for a moment the astounding thought that your birth wasn't just a biological event, but a cosmic deployment, an arrival with a grander spiritual assignment. These chosen signs, only a select few from the entire Zodiac, experience life with a remarkable and often challenging intensity. Their journey is frequently characterized by profound emotional depths, inexplicable bouts of pain that seem to come from nowhere, repeated obstacles that test their very spirit, and an array of strange, beautiful synchronicities that serve as cosmic breadcrumbs along their path. Why, you might ask, is their existence so uniquely marked? Because these individuals are meticulously being shaped, refined, and prepared for something far more expansive than their individual lives. They are the souls who have consistently felt distinct, even from their earliest childhood memories. The ones who cannot shake the profound sensation that an unseen hand, a guiding force, or perhaps even a spiritual presence is constantly overseeing and directing them. And perhaps, my dear friends, that sensation is not an illusion at all. If these words are stirring a deep recognition within your heart right now, consider it not an accident but a whisper from your own soul, a profound truth it recognizes even before your conscious mind can fully grasp it. In this enlightening journey, we will meticulously uncover the timeless wisdom Cayce revealed about these extraordinary divine zodiac signs, why they were chosen, what sacred tasks they were destined to accomplish, and, crucially, how you might recognize if you yourself are one of these divinely appointed souls. But before we reveal the names of these pivotal signs, it is absolutely essential that we understand the very essence and profound nature of the mission itself. So, I urge you, stay with us, for what you are about to discover may very well awaken an ancient knowing within you, a truth your soul has quietly cherished throughout eternity. What then does it genuinely mean to be chosen in this spiritual sense? It's important to understand that it has absolutely nothing to do with feelings of superiority, nor is it about enjoying a life touched by exceptional luck. And, quite emphatically, it certainly doesn't imply an easier existence. In fact, as Casey's readings reveal, it's often profoundly the opposite. When Edgar Cayce spoke of souls specifically selected for these divine missions, he brought forth an emphasis on a crucial element that is often overlooked. These individuals carry more than just a purpose. They carry a significant spiritual weight, a profound responsibility. The journey of chosen souls is frequently one paved with considerable challenges, often experiencing profound loss, the sting of betrayal, periods of deep isolation, and an almost constant pervasive inner restlessness that drives them forward. Yet, it's vital to recognize these experiences not as punishments or misfortunes, but rather as powerful, transformative initiations, crucial rites of passage on their spiritual path. Consider your own life for a moment. Have you ever undergone suffering that felt disproportionate to its cause? A heartbreak so profound it shook your spirit to its very core, or a relentless series of events that compelled you to meticulously rebuild yourself from the absolute ground up? These intense experiences are not simply signs of bad luck. They are, in fact, powerful spiritual milestones, carefully designed to propel your soul's evolution. This is because true transformation, authentic spiritual growth, is rarely, if ever, born from comfort. It emerges, pure and radiant, from the purifying crucible of life's deepest fires. The souls Cayce so vividly described were explicitly not sent here to merely live ordinary, unremarkable lives. They were incarnated to boldly challenge stagnant patterns, to profoundly awaken others to their own divine potential, and to steadfastly anchor sacred, high-vibrational energy in a world that so often feels adrift and profoundly disconnected from its spiritual source. However, here lies a truly remarkable twist in this cosmic narrative. Many of these chosen individuals carrying such a monumental sacred charge are entirely unaware of their divine selection. Why might this be? Because throughout their lives, they often wrestle with profound self-doubt. They may have been repeatedly told that their innate sensitivity is a weakness to be overcome, that their profound inner visions are nothing more than childish fantasies, or that their unwavering inner voice is simply a manifestation of overthinking. Yet, Cayce's wisdom firmly stood in opposition to such dismissals. He posited that divine missions are not intellectual concepts that are learned and then applied. Rather, they are deep soul memories that are ultimately remembered and reawakened. This profound insight suggests that your sacred calling might manifest in the most subtle yet undeniably persistent ways. A dream that feels far more vividly real and significant than your waking life. A specific numerical sequence that appears repeatedly, seemingly following you everywhere, or an unshakable gut feeling that, while inexplicable, cannot possibly be ignored. Perhaps, dear viewer, this very feeling is what has gently guided you here to this message at this precise moment. Something profound within you is stirring, waking up to an ancient truth. You may very well be one of those precious few who perceives reality with exceptional depth, who senses subtle energies and atmospheres in a room that others completely miss, who carries a sadness that isn't truly their own, or who consistently notices intricate patterns and powerful synchronicities that bypass the awareness of almost everyone else. You've likely spent much of your life questioning your true place in this vast world, not because you are truly lost, but because in the quiet depths of your being, your soul profoundly remembers where it originated, and it yearns to return to its spiritual home. The mission you carry within is not always overtly loud or conspicuously glamorous. More often than not, it is a quiet, deeply sacred, and profoundly solitary journey. Yet, within its gentle unfolding, it wields an immense power. It has the ability to heal deeply, to awaken dormant truths, and when fully and courageously embraced, it transforms absolutely everything in its periphery. This is precisely why your life may have never felt entirely normal, because it was never meant to be. You were not born to seamlessly blend in with the mundane. You were born to stand uniquely apart, to become a luminous spiritual beacon in a world that hungers desperately for genuine light. Soon, we shall begin the unveiling of the specific zodiac signs that Edgar Cayce, through his extraordinary visions, believed were divinely marked for this profound and sacred task. But please, hold this truth close to your heart. Whether your particular sign ultimately appears on our forthcoming list or not, the universe, in its boundless wisdom, never orchestrates awakenings in vain. Your soul, with its inherent connection to the divine, unequivocally knows its own truth. And once that ancient knowing has been stirred from its slumber, it can never, ever truly go back to sleep. So, take a deep, mindful breath. Allow this profound truth to gently settle within your being, and with quiet, heartfelt honesty, simply ask yourself, have I, in fact, felt this truth deep within me all along? Now that we've illuminated the profound nature of a divine mission, understanding how it frequently arrives cloaked in the guise of pain, trials, and enduring mystery, let us now begin the sacred unveiling of what Edgar Cayce believed to be the specific zodiac signs chosen by God to embody and fulfill a unique spiritual purpose on earth. The very first sign to be revealed within Cayce's profound visions is one that is often vastly underestimated, frequently misunderstood, or perhaps simply and erroneously labeled as the meticulous perfectionist. Yet beneath its seemingly ordered and pragmatic surface lies a spiritual depth far more profound and expansive. We are, indeed, speaking of Virgo. To the casual observer, Virgo is almost synonymous with order, unwavering logic, and an exquisite attention to detail. They are recognized as the world's natural planners, the gifted organizers, the vigilant souls who unfailingly spot the typo that eludes everyone else's notice. However, in the vast and intricate spiritual dimension, as revealed by Cayce, Virgo carries something infinitely more profound, the sacred blueprint of healing and profound restoration. Virgos were not sent here merely to categorize files, create impeccably organized schedules, or to manage the mundane details of daily life. Their divine appointment was to painstakingly rebuild what has been broken, often operating with quiet dedication, meticulously and frequently from discreet, behind-the-scenes positions. They are, in their purest essence, the architects of harmonious balance in an often chaotic and discordant world. But here resides the poignant irony, the sacred paradox of their mission. In order to truly become agents of healing for others, they almost invariably must first navigate, confront, and lovingly restore their own inner turmoil and perceived imperfections. Virgo's divine mission intrinsically demands that they bravely face the deep-seated fractures within themselves, whether manifesting as a relentless drive for perfection, pervasive self-doubt, or long-held emotional wounds. It is through this courageous, introspective process that they learn to master the art of self-healing, subsequently empowering them to compassionately guide countless others toward a profound sense of wholeness and spiritual well-being. Have you ever encountered an individual who possesses an almost uncanny ability to discern the unsaid between your words? Someone who intuitively feels the silent distress within you even before you utter a single complaint. This, my friends, is Virgo's extraordinary spiritual gift. Cayce firmly believed that this sign is divinely marked by an inner radar, an almost hypersensitivity to any form of disorder, whether it manifests in the tangible external world or within the delicate tapestry of the human soul. They simply cannot help but notice every subtle imperfection, every misaligned energy, and at times this heightened awareness can feel like an immense spiritual burden. Many Virgos quietly endure a constant, underlying sense that something, whether in their external environment or deeply within their own being, requires meticulous correction. They carry an invisible weight, perpetually striving to get it right, often burdened by the feeling that they never quite reach that elusive standard. But what if that profound sense of innate imperfection, that tireless drive, is not a personal flaw, but rather an indelible mark of their profound mission? Because truly, only one who possesses the extraordinary clarity to perceive the cracks can then lovingly fill them with the most luminous spiritual light. According to Cayce, Virgo's ultimate purpose is not about achieving absolute perfection in the conventional sense. It is rather about embarking on a profound journey of spiritual refinement, both for themselves and for the world around them. These are truly precious souls who incarnated specifically to purify, to selflessly serve, and to meticulously align energetic imbalances wherever their path may lead. Whether they manifest as intuitive healers, dedicated teachers, creative artists, or simply deeply compassionate listeners, they transmit an energy that is profoundly stabilizing and exquisitely pure. However, this profound work does not come without its trials. Virgos often experience the profound sensation that they are laboring with far greater intensity than anyone else, just to maintain a fragile semblance of balance in their lives and surroundings. They may grapple intensely with relentless overthinking, persistent anxiety, or a heavy feeling that they are carrying a disproportionately large share of the world's burdens. And in a very real spiritual sense, my friends, they are, because their magnificent souls consciously chose a path imbued with immense sacred responsibility. Casey once wisely remarked that divine souls are strategically placed precisely where their unique light is most desperately needed. And Virgo, with its unwavering and humble devotion to selfless service and meticulous detail, is frequently sent into the very heart of families, communities, or deeply challenging situations where emotional, spiritual, or even generational imbalances have taken root. They don't just offer assistance, they profoundly restore, working with a quiet dedication, precise intention, and a boundless, unwavering love. If you, dear viewer, are a Virgo and you have felt the heavy emotional toll of constantly being the one who quietly holds everything together for others, consider this message your profound confirmation. You are not simply imagining these deeply felt experiences. You have, in fact, been carrying a sacred energetic frequency specifically designed to cleanse, purify, and meticulously recalibrate the spiritual fabric of the world around you. And yes, while this sacred task can indeed be profoundly exhausting, remember this with unwavering conviction. It is also unimaginably sacred. You are not here by any mere accident. Your tireless efforts, though frequently overlooked by human eyes, are profoundly registered in the very divine fabric of the universe itself. So, allow yourself a moment to breathe deeply, to gently allow this magnificent truth to permeate your entire being. Know with every fiber of your soul that you are seen, you are perfectly aligned with your divine purpose, and you are, most profoundly, divinely needed. Our journey continues as we now turn our attention to the second sign within Casey's prophetic visions, a sign that gracefully exists between two vast worlds, often labeled as dreamy, but in its deepest essence, profoundly psychic. Next on our revelation is Pisces. If Virgo's sacred mission is to meticulously restore order and balance to the tangible physical world, then Pisces is the celestial guardian specifically sent to steadfastly keep humanity profoundly connected to the invisible, ethereal spiritual realms. According to Edgar Cayce, Pisces is far more than simply another water sign. It is a living, breathing portal, a delicate yet powerful bridge, elegantly spanning the chasm between our tangible, earthly existence and the boundless, invisible dimensions beyond. And for this incredibly potent reason, it was unequivocally identified as one of the Zodiac signs he believed to be divinely chosen by God for a magnificent mission here on Earth. Pisces, tragically, is often deeply misunderstood by the mundane world. It is frequently labeled as overly sensitive, perpetually lost in the swirling mists of fantasy, or excessively emotional. However, that very profound sensitivity is not a weakness, but an extraordinary form of spiritual intelligence, a direct conduit to deeper truths. Cayce regarded Pisces as one of the most exquisitely psychically attuned signs in the entire zodiac. These precious souls arrive in this world with the spiritual veil already remarkably thin, a mere whisper separating them from higher realities. From their tender childhood, countless Pisceans recount experiences of intensely vivid dreams that feel more real than waking life, profound, unexplainable intuitions, and even startling premonitions that prove to be uncannily accurate. They experience life's currents with a staggering depth of feeling, sometimes to an overwhelming degree, and very often they inadvertently carry emotions that do not even originate within their own being. Why is this so? Because they are not merely empaths. They are, more accurately, spiritual antennas, finely tuned to frequencies that others cannot even begin to detect. They instinctively absorb the silent grief that no one dares to express. They keenly sense the truth hidden beneath layers of carefully constructed masks, and all too frequently, they carry the pain of others as if it were intrinsically their own, embodying universal compassion. This is by no means an accidental phenomenon. Casey believed that Piscean souls consciously incarnated into this life with a sacred, urgent task: to assist others in remembering their essential connection to the divine, to their deepest aspirations and dreams, and to their soul's original, pristine blueprint of purpose. Yet, this profound gift inevitably comes with its own inherent spiritual cost. Pisces frequently grapples with an almost pervasive feeling of being out of place, a persistent sensation that they fundamentally do not belong in the often harsh realities of this world. The starkness and intense vibrations of physical existence can, at times, feel utterly unbearable to their tender souls. They might seek solace and escape into the boundless realms of imagination, immerse themselves in art, seek refuge in deeply spiritual practices, or even, tragically, turn to harmful coping mechanisms, all in a desperate attempt to find relief from the relentless noise and overwhelming weight of a world that feels far too heavy for their delicate spirits. Yet, it is precisely within their dreams and in the sanctuary of their chosen solitude that something truly extraordinary begins to unfold. They begin to hear clear messages, perceive intricate symbols, and receive vivid visions that transcend the ordinary. Casey was adamant that these experiences are not mere flights of fancy. They are unequivocally direct and profound communications emanating from higher, celestial realms. The divine mission of Pisces is not to lead with overt force or aggressive action, but to lead with their inherent presence, a gentle yet potent spiritual influence. Simply by authentically being who they are, open-hearted, deeply feeling, and powerfully intuitive, they stir and awaken something profound within the souls of others. They serve as luminous reminders of the unseen mysteries, the mystical wonders, and the sacred dimensions that often elude our conscious grasp. If you, dear Pisces, have ever been advised to toughen up or urged to return to reality, please know this immutable truth. Your profound softness is, in fact, your greatest strength. Your unshakable intuition is your most reliable spiritual compass, and your exquisite sensitivity is by no means a flaw. It is indeed your divine assignment. You did not come to this earth to conform and fit into predefined molds. You came here to courageously feel everything, to serve as a constant reminder to humanity that even amidst the most tumultuous chaos, the eternal song of the soul continues to resonate, clear and true. Our journey through Casey's prophetic visions now brings us to encounter the third chosen sign, a soul that he perceived as the quintessential embodiment of emotional transformation and formidable inner power, Scorpio. In Edgar Casey's profound spiritual visions, Scorpio stood out dramatically as one of the Zodiac's most intensely tested and consequently most spiritually potent signs. He saw the Scorpionic soul as one forged in the fiery crucible of profound transformation, intrinsically marked by an extraordinary emotional depth and unmistakably destined for a divine mission that few other souls would possess the spiritual fortitude to endure. The path ordained for Scorpio is, unequivocally, never an easy one. From their earliest years, many born under this powerful sign confront deep betrayals, endure profound losses, experience the pangs of abandonment, or navigate periods of intense emotional upheaval that would shatter lesser spirits. While such trials might superficially appear cruel or profoundly unfair, Casey believed these experiences served a much higher, transformative purpose within their spiritual journey. Scorpios are, in essence, the master alchemists of the zodiac. Their very lives are a dynamic, ongoing series of symbolic deaths and spectacular rebirths. They are repeatedly torn down, only to rise again, each time stronger, more resilient, and deeply refined. They are wounded, not to be broken, but precisely so they may discover astonishing, previously untapped wells of hidden inner strength. Everything they bravely endure becomes potent fuel for a profound alchemical transformation, not solely for their individual growth, but radiating outward to profoundly impact everyone their spirit touches. Unlike the perpetually feeling Pisces, who absorbs all emotions, or the meticulous Virgo, who restores balance from the external world, Scorpio executes their profound work from within the deepest chambers of the soul. Their divine mission is to fearlessly explore the darkest, most challenging corners of the human psyche, and to triumphantly return from those depths, laden with invaluable wisdom and transformative insight. This immense spiritual depth can often be quite intimidating to others. Scorpios are, consequently, frequently misunderstood. People might hastily label them as too intense, excessively serious, or overly emotional. Yet this perception arises because Scorpio simply refuses to dwell on the superficial layers of existence. They are innately drawn to the unvarnished truth, even when that truth is raw, uncomfortable, and intensely challenging to face. Casey believed that scorpionic souls were specifically sent to this earthly plane with the sacred task of profoundly teaching the world about indomitable resilience, the miracle of regeneration, and the immense power inherent in authentic emotional expression. They do not shrink from the shadows. Instead, they boldly embrace them, diligently work through them, and ultimately transmute them into luminous, healing light. This profound process is precisely what renders them so captivatingly magnetic. You have undoubtedly felt it. When a Scorpio enters a room, their energy, their very presence, communicates volumes even before they utter a single word. There is an undeniable sense of potent presence, an aura of intriguing mystery, and an immense spiritual power that surrounds them. This is not rooted in ego, but in a deep inherent spiritual gravity that emanates from their being. However, this profound power does not come without its measure of pain. Because of their intense vibrational frequency, Scorpios often attract dramatic life shifts, recurrent crises that rigorously test them and invariably compel them to evolve at an accelerated pace. And yet with each subsequent emergence from the ashes of their past, they embody something truly divine, the powerful, endless cycle of rebirth. If you, dear Scorpio, have ever felt as though your life has been an unending battlefield, know this truth profoundly. It is not a punishment, but a sacred, arduous training. Your valiant soul consciously volunteered to walk through these intense fires so that others, in their own journeys, might find the strength and wisdom gleaned from your experience. And because of this profound self-sacrifice, you carry a wisdom that cannot possibly be taught from books. It can only be profoundly earned through direct experience. You are here to demonstrate to the entire world that even from the deepest ruins, something unimaginably sacred and new can unfailingly emerge. Our profound journey through Edgar Cayce's prophetic insights now leads us to uncover the final zodiac sign he identified. A soul born not merely for the present day, but profoundly for tomorrow itself. This is a visionary, a gentle rebel, a radiant light bearer of the future, Aquarius. Our concluding sign in this sacred quartet is frequently described as eccentric, remarkably unconventional, or at times even somewhat aloof. However, Edgar Cayce discerned something far deeper, infinitely more significant within the Aquarian soul. He perceived Aquarian souls as the pioneering architects of tomorrow, not simply idealist dreamers, but dynamic, determined doers. Their monumental mission is to courageously dismantle outdated systems and boldly usher in a new epoch of profound spiritual and societal awakening. Aquarius, profoundly, belongs to the element of air, yet unlike Gemini or Libra, it is not concerned with polite small talk or superficial harmony. Instead, Aquarius operates on a grander scale, conceptualizing vast systems, envisioning sweeping revolutions, and tirelessly exploring boundless possibilities for humanity's future. These are the very souls who consistently pose the fundamental question, what if there is a far superior way to live and organize our world? And even more critically, they demand, why aren't we implementing it already? Casey profoundly believed that Aquarian souls were strategically placed here as the harbingers of a magnificent incoming era, what some revered mystics eloquently refer to as the Age of Aquarius. This profound concept transcends mere astrological interpretation. It is indeed a deep-seated prophecy. It foretells a momentous time when humanity will profoundly shift its consciousness from rigid hierarchy to genuine unity, from relentless competition to collaborative harmony, from the stifling grip of fear to the expansive freedom of vision. However, embracing the Aquarian mission does not come without its distinct spiritual cost. Because their extraordinary minds often operate years, even decades, ahead of their contemporary timeline, Aquarians can frequently experience deep isolation, a pervasive sense of being profoundly misunderstood, almost like benevolent strangers living in their own era. Their groundbreaking ideas might be initially dismissed as too radical, overly idealistic, or simply too weird for the prevailing societal norms. Yet, paradoxically, it is precisely this unique temporal and intellectual displacement that renders their role so utterly crucial and profoundly important. Aquarius was not destined to seamlessly blend into the tapestry of the mundane. They were purposefully born to awaken us all to new paradigms and possibilities. Casey observed Aquarian souls functioning as profound channels for higher knowledge. Many are intrinsically drawn to cutting-edge technology, pioneering scientific endeavors, fervent activism, or groundbreaking spiritual innovation, not because they crave fame or personal recognition, but because in the very depths of their being, their soul intimately remembers the future blueprint. They carry within their essence the potent seeds of what the world could ultimately become. Yet their significant challenge lies in remaining impeccably grounded, in consciously avoiding any tendency toward emotional detachment or cold, impersonal logic. While their brilliant minds frequently soar among the clouds of exhilarating potential, their sacred mission absolutely demands that they meticulously anchor their expansive visions within the compassionate wisdom of the heart. When Aquarius masterfully unites its vast vision with profound compassion, its keen intellect with genuine empathy, they truly transform into a formidable revolutionary of the human soul. If you, dear Aquarius, have often felt uniquely out of place, as though no one truly comprehends the depth of your thoughts and feelings, Casey's message offers unparalleled clarity. You are not, in fact, broken. You are simply profoundly early. And your divine role is not to be understood by everyone. It is rather to courageously help others evolve beyond their current limitations. You incarnated here to boldly shake things up, to magnificently break the established molds, to powerfully disrupt the antiquated systems in order to consciously make space for the innovative and the new. You are both the illuminating lightning before the spiritual storm and the radiant guiding light that unfailingly follows its wake. Now that we have meticulously explored the individual spiritual missions of Virgo, Pisces, Scorpio, and Aquarius, let us momentarily step back and embrace a more expansive, encompassing perspective. Let us understand how these four remarkable signs collectively form a magnificent cosmic alliance, a veritable spiritual task force deliberately sent to Earth with a shared, overarching divine agenda. Edgar Casey frequently elucidated the concept of soul groups, describing clusters of souls who incarnate together across countless lifetimes, all bound by a common grand purpose. These four distinct signs, though seemingly varied in their individual expressions, are intrinsically linked by far more than mere astrological classification. Each sign profoundly holds a critical corner of a celestial map, working in harmonious synergy to elevate humanity from the shadows of ignorance into the resplendent light of awakening. Let us unravel this divine collaboration. Virgo, with its inherent grace and precision, profoundly contributes the essential structure. They are the meticulous healers, the discerning purifiers, the steadfast souls who instinctively declare, "Let us carefully mend what is broken." Virgo doesn't merely cleanse wounds, they systematically rebuild and refine the very fabric of existence. Without the anchoring presence of Virgo, nothing would ever truly be grounded in practical reality. Pisces, in its boundless tenderness, offers the indispensable heart. They are the profound empaths, the gentle dreamers, the luminous souls who serve as constant reminders that we are all inextricably interconnected. Pisces exquisitely softens the often harsh edges of the world, gently reminding us that deep compassion is not an inherent weakness, but rather a formidable and ultimately divine strength that can move mountains. Scorpio, with its unyielding resolve, bravely contributes the courage. They are the valiant souls who willingly, unflinchingly walk into the deepest, most intense fires of transformation and emerge, each time, immeasurably wiser and stronger. Scorpio intrinsically understands that profound transformation is the soul's most crucial work, and they serve as unwavering guides, assisting others through that often arduous yet undeniably sacred process of metamorphosis. Aquarius, with its expansive intellect, brings forth the invaluable vision. They are the visionary architects of humanity's future, the bold disruptors of the obsolete. Aquarius does not merely think outside the conventional box, they fundamentally question the very necessity and purpose of the box itself, imagining entirely new frameworks for living and being. Together, these four powerful signs seamlessly form a complete harmonious circle, embodying the essence of mind, heart, spirit, and the infinite possibilities of the future. Casey was convinced that when souls from these particular signs incarnate concurrently within the same generation, it is far from a random occurrence. It is unequivocally a potent signal, a divine call to a profound collective awakening for humanity. Each of these extraordinary signs carries a unique spiritual key, and when their energies converge, uniting through deep friendships, profound love, vibrant communities, or even expansive global collaboration, they unlock long dormant doors that the world has, for centuries, stubbornly kept shut. This incredible team of four collectively represents humanity's continuous evolution on every conceivable level: emotional, mental, spiritual, and visionary. Yet, here lies an even more profound truth that echoes through Casey's timeless wisdom. You do not necessarily have to be born under one of these specific signs to powerfully answer this overarching divine call. You might discover these particular signs strongly activated in different aspects of your personal astrological chart, or they may manifest significantly in the lives of those closest to you. Perhaps your child, your cherished partner, a revered teacher, or a treasured friend. Their presence in your life, my dear friends, is never random. It is, in itself, a meaningful message, a synchronistic whisper from the cosmos. These four specific signs are not inherently superior to others. They are simply, at this particular juncture, profoundly activated and attuned to these vital spiritual tasks, and their powerful transformative energy flows effortlessly through all of us, irrespective of our individual zodiac sign. The truly compelling question, therefore, becomes, are you genuinely listening to this divine calling that resonates within your own soul? As we draw to the end of this deep spiritual exploration through the illuminating tapestry of the Zodiac, we are left with one essential, irrefutable truth. You are not by any means here by mere accident. Edgar Casey's profound readings serve as a poignant reminder that our immortal souls consciously chose this very lifetime, this precise moment in human history, for a profound and deeply personal reason. And while the ancient stars may indeed offer intriguing clues and guidance, they are not ultimately your unchangeable destiny.